Well, it's supposed to be spoiler free, so let's do it like this.
Okay, you do it because I always mess up the spoiler free.
Okay, high level. Start off here. Did you? I know you like the show. Did you like the show?
I did like it.
Oh, you did.
Mm-hmm.
What specifically did you like about it?
It's funny because I think you mentioned it earlier. I think it is like the relationship aspect, like there's a lot of interpersonal stuff happening, including somewhat of a romance. It's kind of strange. It's like I
think strange is a perfect way to explain this whole anime.
Yeah, it does.
No, this anime is weird. It's off. Okay, it's a little off. But I feel like there is a truly human aspect to this. Like there was an episode that had to do with somebody's mom, and I mean, it just made me cry. And I was just like, man, there was a lot of pieces that even though the show was weird, it was like, there was just this interpersonal human aspect to it that I feel like I was like into.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say I did not like this anime.
I knew you didn't. I could tell.
It's just, man. So I'm a little bit older than you, but I remember a time where, so it could just be a personal thing for me. I remember a time where anime wasn't mainstream, and there are animes like this that would, I think, probably set the anime world back 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. Because it is so strange. It is so weird. We talked about in the last round, we talked about the essay stuff with underage girls. And it's just too many, and not even getting into the stuff with the grandma and Okarun. Like there's just too many things at every level that is just so weird. The monsters look grotesque. They look weird, which there's aliens. The aliens look strange. The fact that we're talking about aliens and ghosts. Then there's another aspect of the show that I just don't like, which is everything kind of happens too fast. It's things just don't build properly in this. Things just seem to happen. And
that's a fair point.
It doesn't really, it's never really explained. It doesn't make sense. Even their relationship. Like even though they try, I feel like they try to show a lot with their relationship, it still doesn't make any sense at the end of the day.
I don't know. It makes so much sense to me.
No, it just makes no sense, because not only does it not make sense that she would be like talking to him at all, the way he treated her, it definitely doesn't make sense that they would continue to talk to each other. So it's just, the other thing about this, the graphics aren't consistent, right? From an artistic standpoint, like there are certain moments where it's like, oh, this looks dope, but then it quickly fades away, and it's like I'm expecting more for something that only has 12 episodes. Right? I'm expecting at least for it to be consistent. It doesn't have to be movie quality all the way through, but obviously I've seen y'all have shown that y'all can do a high level, right, animation here, and then it's just for those scenes. It's just for like 10 seconds of I'm doing my power, I'm doing my move, I'm doing my, and then it goes back to looking mid. So it's just a miss for me. Like it's just too weird. It's just too strange, and that's just my first impression of it.
I do want to add real quick before Glenn goes that I was at first, after like, especially after the first episode.
Yeah, which is understandable.
I would say after the first maybe 3 episodes, maybe, I'm not exactly sure, I was kind of like, this is weird. Like I didn't like it at first. I really thought this is real weird. But at some point there was a turn, and I don't know when that was, but at some point something turned and I started liking it more.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you think?
I mean, I liked it. I mean, I think
we know you did.
Everyone knows I like it. For me, I grew up on Fully Cooley.
I was gonna say it has a Fully Cooley feel to it.
I was a Fully Cooley person growing up, so I mean, like for me, the speed wasn't weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, this sounds about right. And it's what got me into it is the action, how fast it goes, and it is the romance. For me, it's probably one of the most natural, like, romantic, because I'm not really into romantic anime. It kind of like just like whatever.
Yeah.
But this is probably the first anime I've ever watched just for Okarun and Momo, because for me it does really feel natural that she kind of go through the motion. The guy only wants to be with her just to kind of sleep with her and use her.
Yeah.
She's like no, and she puts up a fight, walks off, and then she sees somebody else in that same mindset of being picked on, like she was just picked on.
Mm-hmm.
She goes and protects him, and he gets the validation of someone protected me, so I'm gonna go talk to him. So they both give each other strength. That's why it made sense to me that all this stuff was going on, because it's like a push and pull. They always give each other something, and when someone's mad, they talk about their feelings. It's not I'm mad, we're gonna have a big fight, like, and we're gonna talk about it 2 seasons later. It's no, you need to communicate, because I don't know why you're angry.
Yeah.
And if you tell me, I'll tell you what really happened and blah, 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 blah.
So. I'm glad you said that, because it sparked something else for me.
Mm-hmm.
It is fan service to the highest degree. And what I mean is, I'm not talking about the traditional sense of fan service, which they have that too, right? With the grandma, with her, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm talking about fan service from the standpoint of at every step of the way, with their powers and or their relationship, they seem to give the audience exactly what they want, and that's a problem for me.
Really?
Because to me there's nothing natural about these two people being friends or love interest or whatever's happening. There's nothing normal about two high school students being able to properly communicate and articulate their emotions. That's not normal. Right, there's nothing normal about that, and so
I can see that point.
And then we're not even talking about ghosts and aliens. Like that's a whole separate.
That's a whole separate. Yeah,
that's a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
But there's nothing normal. It's like the most normal thing about the show is their relationship, but there's nothing normal about it.
I think
so. It's just kind of like that. But the writers are giving you like you want them to see each other when they're looking for each other. But they're right there and they're not, but you want them to see it. So it's like, oh, okay, fine, I saw you, right? You want them to, like you said, communicate the feelings. You want him to go back when it's just like bye, and then they like, no, you don't say bye like that. That's not what you would say to a girl that you like. That's not how you would do this.
Well, because I don't think he liked her at that. I don't think he liked her at that point.
Well,
I think he was like, oh, that's my friend.
But even a friend, if you don't have a friend, that's not how you would treat a friend to keep the friendship going. You wouldn't just like walk off and be like, all right, have a nice life. Right. So the fans are like, I wish they would have done that differently. And then it's like, they did it differently.
But there are several instances where they do act really immature.
They do, yeah.
They do act like what you would expect a 15-year-old, especially when she gets embarrassed. Like there's, this isn't huge.
Spoiler free.
I know, right?
I mean, there's just, okay, so there are times though where she kind of shuts down and starts being mean because she feels a certain way and she doesn't know how to deal with those feelings. So I do think there is a sense of immaturity there as well. And what you would expect a 14, 15-year-old to act like, you know? So, and we've seen this in we've seen the formula in movies, plenty of American movies, where you have the somewhat popular or kind of tough girl pair up with the complete opposite. Like, or somehow they end up together, not together. I'm not saying like together like a relationship, but somehow they end up in each other's world.
Well, I guess that's what's weird about this, because she is usually the tough girl and the popular girl aren't the same girl. So they're almost combining two characters here. And usually even we might see a transformation over time with a long period of time, like Deku, right? you usually don't see the wimpy guy also save the day, like all in the same breath. Right? Even Gohan, get it, he was a child, but everybody thought Gohan was going to save the day all the times along the way. He never did. Right? But in this one, he's like, it's like fused together. It's like crying Gohan mixed with teen Gohan. And he finds a way to help save the day, right? So it's just like, and that's probably another part where I say it just moves too fast, right? It doesn't have the proper character development. I don't think it has the proper character development. Like even the first episode, maybe we can spoil the first episode because it's about, you know, there are aliens that exist, there's ghosts that exist. One of them doesn't think the other exists.
Right, exactly.
So they go on a little mission like, I can prove to you, if you go here, you'll see a ghost.
Yeah.
If you go here, you'll see an alien. And it's just like, there's no mystery involved. It just happens.
Like right away.
Right away.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it was a little fast. It probably did move a little fast. Because it was like immediately they're on this mission.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And oh wait, we found it right away.
And so it seems like every single episode of this season 1, almost every single episode, was just character introductions. And I don't necessarily want to say character development because I don't like what they did with character development. There was a relationship development between the main two characters, but character development, sometimes you introduce a new character over 1 or 2 episodes and then they don't even show them again. Like they're not in the next 2 episodes. So it's just like, why did you get me invested in this and then you don't even then you kind of take them out. So it's just kind of like, y'all, it just seemed like they were just doing random stuff. So almost every other episode, I would say they were seemingly introducing new characters.
Yes.
Right. And introducing new characters. So I would say, just generally speaking, I would expect season 2 to be drastically different.
Yeah.
Drastically different because you don't have this constant introduction of characters, right? So you can just get to the get to. All right, we met our 10-minute quota.
Oh, was it?
Okay. So now we see, that's not hard. It's not hard. So now we can actually get into some spoils. If there's some spoils that you would like to spoil.
If there's some spoils you would like to spoil.
Yeah.